Welcome back to the dojo, y'all. Welcome back to the daily discussions. I'm your host, Professor Huck Sensei. I'm glad you can make it. I'm glad you're tuning in. The topic of discussion for today: worth is the byproduct of value. I'll say that again. Worth is the byproduct of value. Hope you're ready to learn today because I did a little research, I did a little homework, understanding these definitions so I can teach, right? Reason why I want to bring this to you today is because nowadays we hear a lot of talk about a high value man, and you know what I mean, high earners and all that. That's really talking about high earners, but we're gonna define these terms so that you understand what value is, right? And you understand what worth is. We don't want to get them confused because one points to the other and one is the origin. So let me go ahead and break this down for you, right? We're going to start with value. So, what is value? I got you. The first definition we got now, this is this Oxford definitions? No, this is from the American Heritage Dictionary. I got you. Now, an amount as of goods, services, or money considered to be fair and suitable equivalent for something else, a fair price of return. Monetary or material worth is the second definition. And third, worth in usefulness or importance to the possessor, utility or merit. Okay, that's value. And now we're going to define worth. The quality, first definition now, the quality that renders something desirable, useful, or valuable. Okay? Market or material value. Okay? A quantity of something that may be purchased for a specified sum or a specified means. That's worth. The quality that renders something desirable, useful, or what? Valuable. You would think that these definitions may be interchangeable, but the title reads differently. Worth is the byproduct of value, meaning that everything has an intrinsic value. Everything has an intrinsic value. But the way that we're living, the way we perceive things, we give them a value based on what we think it's worth, right? Worth can change. You know what I mean? The worth of something can change, like such as money. The worth of money changes from place to place. They have this thing called an exchange rate. Like if you go to uh, wherever pesos is the common form of currency, you'll see, I believe it's a 31 to 1 exchange rate. So if you go, I don't know if it's the Dominican Republic, I don't remember exactly where it is, but there's a place, it might have been, I don't know. But I know that the peso is valued 31 times less than the American dollar. So one American dollar, right, has the worth of 31 pesos, right? So when we go to different places, the worth and or the value of things may change. It's still the same thing. It's still money. You know what I mean? It's still money, but its worth or its value is different in different places and or to different people. That's what we mean by these terms, right? So we're gonna go back into the definitions one more time before I start breaking these things down and drawing the marks of distinction. So again, with worth being the byproduct of value, the quality that renders something desirable, useful, or valuable. The quality that renders something desirable, useful, or valuable. The worth of something is derived from its intrinsic value. The worth is the perception. The worth is what you see. You place the worth on something. The value is what it is. Right? The worth is determined by human beings or whatever uses or needs this. The worth is deemed by the user. The value, that's the next definition. An amount as of goods or services or money considered to be a fair and suitable equivalent for something else, a fair price or return, monetary or material worth. Monetary or material worth. And the last one was worth in usefulness or importance to the possessor, utility or merit. Or maybe it's the other way around. The value is on perspective, and the worth is always what it is. Who knows? But we have these definitions here, so we can draw the mark of distinction between the two. Now, the title of the discussion, worth is the byproduct of value. Something that's not valuable won't be considered for its worthiness. If you don't think it's valuable, you won't think it's worthy. If you don't think it's worthy, you won't think it's valuable. You see how they're interchangeable in some aspects? But if worth is the byproduct of value, how do we find that? How do we find the actual worth of something, whether we know it's valuable or not? People, places, and things. Like I said, the peso is 31 times less valuable than the dollar. That is its worth to us in America. And it is also the worth to wherever the pesos are exchanged. They value American currency over there. Right? So, when you go through the channels and you read between the lines and you see how people appreciate this and they don't really care for that. Like, there's certain meals, there's certain quote unquote delicacies overseas and in different places that Americans would turn their nose up. They wouldn't find that valuable or worthy. They wouldn't want to eat that. You know what I mean? So worth and value is different depending on where you're at or where you go. Depending on where you stand or where you sit. Its value and or worth is really dependent upon you and what you understand about a said thing, subject, situation, whatever, person, place, thing. Its value and or worth is determined by you. You determine its worth. If it's valuable to the collective, it may be more worthy to you, or it may have more worth to you. Some people value money more than anything else because nothing else has the worthiness to them. They don't value anything else because nothing else allows them to do what they can do with money. we all can agree that money is indeed valuable, but each and every one of us gives it a different level of worth. That's really what we're saying here. Money in our society is valuable. Everyone's striving to get it one way, shape, or form. But its worth is dependent upon its possessor or its user or spender, rather. That's what I mean by worth is a byproduct of value. There are many things in this world. Well, basically everything in this world is valuable, but it may not be worth anything to you per se. That's what we have to figure out in our lives. We have to figure out of all the valuable things in the universe, what is worth it or worthy for us? That's what we have to figure out. We have to figure out, was it all worth it? Or will it all be worth it? Because the worth, like I said in the title, the worth is the byproduct of value. The worth is the byproduct of value. The worth is determined from the value of the user or the possessor. That's what we're diving into. We want to understand how worthy, how worthwhile something is based on its intrinsic value. Everything has value. But what worth will you put on it? What worth will you put on it? The worth is derived from the intrinsic value. Me, personally, I value the Most High and my walk with Him. I find that building a relationship with the Creator is valuable to all of us. However you perceive or understand the Creator, or however He reveals Himself to you. The worth of that experience can only be interpreted by you. Sure, you can share your experiences with your walk and your talks, your communion. But I think the divine will want that to be a personal thing between you and them, right? As you walk through life, you'll understand the worth and the value of all the things that you go through, the good things and the bad. I come to find that everything we go through in life, it has a meaning, it has value, it has worth. It's only the experience, the sentiments, and the lessons that we learned that give them their true worth in our lives. So before I close the video today, I want to remind you to understand that everything and anything can be valuable, but its worth is dependent upon you. What worth will you give it? What worth will you give these things that you're chasing? What worth will you give these things that you are sacrificing your life and limb to obtain? What worth do you give these relationships that you seek so fervently, or you try to hold on so tightly to? What worth do you give it? Do you give it more worth than your own soul? Who knows? But whatever worth you decide to place on this life, these people, these ideas, this experience, is completely up to you. So, all this chasing a bag, hustle culture, living vicariously through other people, blase blah. If you don't turn the TV off, turn the radio off, unplug from all those outside influences, and get in tune with the higher power and get more in touch with yourself, you're never gonna know your true worth, because you ain't gonna think you valuable. That being said, Professor Hawk, signing out. Hawk Sensei, bid you do. Hope you're waking up every day with a plan, purpose, and a smile. And if you're not waking up with a plan, purpose, and a smile, hey, at least you're waking up. Till next time, y'all. Class is dismissed. Get those likes up, man.